Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Vulcan Report. This is the Vulcan. I just wanted to do a quick video here. This was brought to my attention by several viewers. This happened after the close on Friday. This here is a parabolic bar on the US dollar index futures contract. We hit a high of 77.96, and then right after the 4 o'clock close, we plummeted to 74.60. That's quite a range, given that this index doesn't move all that much on an intraday basis. So you have a high of 77.96 and a low of 74.60. That's quite a ways down. That's like a 500 pip move. That's just unheard of in this particular index. It just doesn't happen. As I pull back a little bit here, we can go back. You can see, get an idea what the average daily bars are for this. You know, they're not all that big. You know, these daily ranges again are not all that big. You may get a 200 pip range on this one in a day, but that's about it. Not 500 pips. That's analogous to a flash crash, if you will. They waited until after the close to do this. So something definitely is, how can I say this, very questionable has occurred in the currencies. We know that we're in a currency war and all this other fundamental foolishness. Who knows? Who cares? It doesn't matter. The bottom line is manipulation does matter. That's what we care about. And here's the bar right here on a 5-minute chart. You can see it all happened just as we said at 1700 hours. That's when it occurred. So some shadiness going on there, okay? Now you know that the currencies trade pretty much 24/7, and there's after hours on Friday with these currencies. So again, some straight up, you know, shadiness at the 5 o'clock hour p.m. on Friday. You can see this just crazy. It was quiet for a long time, quiet as you can see, and then all of a sudden we went from quiet to a collapse. And the range of this bar is the high of the session. So we traded at the high and then just collapsed after that. Alright? That's not cool. Okay, that's rampant manipulation. Then you see here, then it gapped on the next bar. Alright, so from the low here of 74.60, we didn't open until 75.38. So huge gap in price, and then we just continued to gap. So some shadiness going on here. No different than the May 6 flash crash. Alright, so that's what's up. A lot of questionable actions that are going down. Bottom line is the dollar index, as you can see, has been going just straight down. We try to retrace a little bit here, but that's all this is. These updates that they were talking about, ooh, the dollar strengthening. It's not strengthening. The dollar ain't strong until it can get above this long-term trendline resistance area of 80.60. All right, nowhere near it. It can't even manage to close above 78. How you gonna call that strengthening? It's not strength. It's weakness. Okay, dollar weakness. Dollar weakness. You don't need to be a trader to look at this chart and see that the prices are going down, 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 down. Okay, so that's what I wanted to point out for you. All right. Next thing I want to point out. This is the E-mini S&P 500 futures contract. Today we hit a nice little spike top here on the close, hitting 1193, and then we proceeded to sell off into the close. And now here's the bar right here. Now here we are now in the after hours. Still bullish. As you can see, the trend is still strong. We're still above this green line here. Okay, that's your first trend line support. The red line is your second trend line support. Okay, so still have a way to go yet in the indexes, but I would not be surprised to see a pullback to the green line at least. So that's down into the 74 area. You can see the same thing with the Dow and the NASDAQ. Here's the NASDAQ futures, same thing. We see a possible pullback to the 2080 level, possibly even the 2036 level. When we do get a pullback, we can still, rally up here. as we have a lot of volatility built into the market this week with earnings and with government, reports and FOMC, all this stuff coming out. So it's going to be a very interesting week, to say the least. The one thing of note I want to point out, this is the chart of the cash Dow index. You see the cash hit 11,247.60. All right, but then when you look at the Dow futures contract, which is lagging the cash now, which is not something that you see regularly, you see we hit 11,200 even. So we still, technically speaking, have more upside before we can start seeing a retracement, because the futures usually overshoots the cash indexes to the upside and to the downside. All right, that's just a common thing that you see. So that's just one of the things we look at. So the pullback here based on the trendline support will be 11,031 in the Dow futures, and then again second support is at 10,857. And we could even overshoot and go to trendline support down here around the 10,400 level once we do get a pullback. But like I said earlier, we could still explode through this. I see it's probably topping out around 10,250 to 10,300 between now and next Monday. So we got about a week, I think, until we see that. And then after that, we'll have a short-term top, and I think we'll test these trendline support areas. So that's where we are right now. Another thing you want to watch too is you want to watch gold and silver. Okay, gold and silver has been beaten down, pulled back somewhat. You see how we're up here. We pulled back and tested the first trend line support. Now we're getting into the second trend line support. It's kind of holding. So it's a strong possibility we could explode here in the gold and break above 1,400 within the next, I want to say, probably week and a half, depending on how we oscillate. But I think we break 1,400 definitely before the end of the year. Definitely. Taking a look at silver. Actually, depending on what happens with the FOMC and everything on Wednesday, we could hit it this week by Friday. All right, as you see, same thing with silver. Came back, pulled back, tested the trend line support, and now we just barely nicked the second trend line support at the 2273 area. Now we're getting ready to break out again. So we're watching the pulse waves on the gold and the silver. Definitely looking to get long the gold and silver once we can break pulse wave on that one. Also taking a look at corn. Corn is also looking to bump up against this 580 area. If we can break out above that, then this should shoot well into the $6 range. Same thing with the soybeans. Soybeans finally got up here to close in the teens. We need to push past this resistance, this 12.23.5 resistance. If we can do that and close above that, then the beans will probably go the way of cocoa, and will probably be at $20 a bushel beans within the next 18 months. Wheat is still consolidated within the Kumo cloud, as you can see. We just broke below it slightly. Probably going to come back into it and shoot up as well. Right now, though, it is looking very weak, and it may even pull back further and start to form a downtrend. Don't know why the wheat is taking the opposite direction of the corn and the soybeans. It just is what it is. But I think eventually we're going to see from where we are now, we're at the $6 level in the wheat. I see corn, wheat, soybeans all going up into the 20s. $20 a bushel within the next 18 months or so. So we're looking at long positions there. That's all I think I want to cover right now. I'll save the rest for later. I'm tired. It's been a long day. Anyway, be encouraged, and remember, take what you can and give nothing back. And by the way, crude oil is going to break $100 shortly here. Waiting for a pulse wave on that. And then we're going to ride that up to about $100 a barrel. And then I see the next 18 months crude oil getting back up to about $150 a barrel. And I think we're going to probably see resistance, ultimate resistance in crude oil around $300-400 a barrel. And when that happens, we should see gold and silver probably. Silver will probably be about $80 an ounce, and gold should be probably around $2,200 an ounce, maybe even $25. And the weird thing is with the bonds and the dollar, I see some very weird things happen in the markets. I see the dollar eventually going to just being destroyed. I don't even want to tell you where the price is going to go on that. And at the same token, I see the bonds also collapsing with the dollar. So a lot of decouplings and things of that nature going on. Anyway, be encouraged. Take what you can, give nothing back. I'm the Vulcan. Peace out.